Welcome to Shakespeare Full Circle, a journey of a circuitous nature into the mind of the Bard of Avon, or as you become more familiar, Uncle Will. I'm your host, Kari Marshall. For those of a coweringly craven disposition, timid and timorous in their taste for tumultuous tales, turn away now. No, don't really, for this week is not for the faint-hearted. Actually, that may be over-egging the pudding a bit. That warning would be much more fitting for Titus Andronicus or even the Scottish play. But we find today's phrase in the continuing sagas of the Henrys. After the death of Henry V, of St. Crispin's Day fame, Uncle Will would turn his quill to the ascension of his son, Henry VI, to the throne. And an underage tot at that. He was only 9 months old at the time. In Henry VI Part 1, England is in turmoil, having lost much of their gains in France, with the English nobles fighting amongst themselves, instead of coming together to battle a young girl who has rallied the fractured French forces and who went by the name of Joan. Yep, that's the one you're thinking of. Gloucester is named Lord Protector of the realm, assigned with running the kingdom until Henry can at least feed himself. Winchester, who is head of the English Church and is the great-uncle to the king, is no fan of Gloucester, accusing him of seeking to control the throne. In Act 1, Scene 3, we find ourselves in the infamous Tower of London, or actually just outside of it, where, seeking admittance, Gloucester comes across Woodville, the head warden of the tower, who is under orders from Winchester to bar Gloucester from entering.
Open the gates! 'Tis Gloucester that calls!
What noise is this? What traitors have we here?
Lieutenant, is it you whose voice I hear? Open the gates! Here's Gloucester that would enter!
Have patience, noble Duke. I may not open. The Cardinal of Winchester forbids. From him I have express commandment that thou nor none of thine shall be let in.
Faint-hearted Woodville, prizest him for me? Arrogant Winchester, that haughty prelate, whom Henry our late sovereign ne'er could brook? Thou art no friend to God or to the king. Open the gates, or I'll shut thee out shortly.
Open the gates into the Lord Protector!
We now use that phrase as a warning. This film is not for the faint-hearted. But Uncle Will uses it specifically as an admonishment and an accusation by Gloucester toward Woodville, using the phrase as an attack on his character, saying, if you prize Winchester and his commands over me, it must be because you are weak or lacking sense that you could possibly side with not only an arrogant, haughty prelate, a dignitary of the church, who even the former king couldn't stand. Them's his fighting words, and fight they did. For those of you history buffs will know that this skirmish over who had the reins of the country until Henry was out of diapers would lead us to the infamous War of the Roses. On the windswept fields between Leeds and York lies the North Yorkshire town of Towton, where in the midst of a late March snowstorm, on Palm Sunday no less, a battle was fought where it is estimated that 25,000 people died. That was, at the time, 1% of the entire population of England, or to put it into a modern context, 80% of today's Greater London populace. And to put it even more starkly, at the Battle of the Somme in the First World War, regarded as one of the bloodiest campaigns in history, some 200,000 British soldiers died, and that was half the percentage of Towton. And to bring this into even starker focus, the Battle of the Somme lasted 5 months. Towton lasted 5 hours. History, it would seem, especially English history, is not for the faint-hearted. Well, alas and alack, my friends, that's all we have time for. Join us again next time for another circuitous journey into the mind of Uncle William. I'm Kari Marshall. Farewell until next time. Shakespeare Full Circle is a production of WGTE Public Media. You can learn more and download all episodes at wgte.org/sfc or wherever you get your podcasts.